can't go outside anywhere but my home. Like they're so yellow.
Oh, I hate that.
Yellow?
Yeah, they're like cigarette smoker
no.
teeth. It's so gross. Well, we are live right now. Let me make sure I share this onto our Patreon, and then I will also share it on our Twitter. Any secrets you guys want to tell before we have a live audience?
I'm gay.
Oh.
I said secrets.
Brendan has a big secret, but I don't know if he's allowed to reveal it on the page. It would be a good little story.
Brendan has a secret?
What? What's the story?
Your little rendezvous yesterday.
Oh, the best day of my life, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard it. That was
Yeah,
the story you also told me, right?
Yeah, today.
Oh yeah. What's it called? I just sent out the tweet, so please share that. So, all right now we are live. We have people in the chat. Sorry for the slow beginning. Hopefully you enjoyed our petty banter. But now the show's about to start. We're live on YouTube. Welcome everybody to another episode of What's the Scenario? I'm one of your hosts. Even Brendan in fun just steamrolls out of habit. It's unbelievable.
He can't not.
No, he sees somebody's mouth. He sees somebody's mouth moving and is like, "That looks like fun."
Yeah, that looks like chewing.
That's why you like talking so much. It's second best to chewing. Wow.
I can't, and I know this is a weird way to start this off, but I got to do a tease for Irish Goodbye this week, which, by the way, if you haven't listened to this week's Irish Goodbye podcast, check it out, because this is the What's the Scenario boys are did
it's a takeover.
Yeah, aka Brendan just sat in, but it was
where this show originated.
Yeah, it was a real fun episode. Some wild cancelable things I feel like were said.
Yes, some might be posted soon, which I think I disagree with now. I was rethinking about it. I don't know if you should.
I sent it to about 10 people yesterday, and I'd say 7 of them were like, dude, you're totally fine. You're explaining that you're not trying to be, you're coming off that way,
right?
But it's not your intention, and the joke's on you, not them. And I was like, no, I understand that.
Yeah.
But does the internet understand that? Because they're not known for giving you the benefit of the doubt on anything.
No, we said Asian. We're done.
And so one of our comedian friends has an Asian girlfriend, and he was like, "Let me show her," and then he showed her, and he was like, "Yeah, dude. I mean, she's not offended, and she laughed about it, and she thinks it's funny, but she's like, I can see this could be a problem if people wanted to be crazy about it."
I think it was more of a problem for me because of my furrowed brow joke. I thought that was the biggest problem of the entire thing. Everything else was all lighthearted and fun. And then I was like, no, that's how they smile.
Yeah.
Upon rewinding, and like when you showed me that, I was like, man, I miss a lot.
And then, Erica was just like, I would strongly advise against you posting this.
Yeah.
So
smart. Well,
bummer.
Now we just talked about it on a public podcast. So the one podcast that people actually see that are outside of our Patreon. But let's start over again. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of What's the Scenario, a typically Patreon exclusive podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Mike Cannon. With me, as always,
it's Mike Feeney, and also
Brendan Sagalow.
That's what I forgot to. That's what I was in the middle of saying before I got side tangent on that, which was that today has been such an extreme day, that both a physical and mental, that like I'm very excited to talk about it on Irish Goodbye, and of course the weekend we just had at Mohegan Sun. So that's a little pre-tease to anybody who watches both shows. Imagine someone that isn't interested in Irish Goodbye or Garbage Days. They're like, nope, what's the scenario or nothing?
Honestly, they just like structure. They hate the meandering. They like it when our fucking minds have bumpers.
Isn't Garbage Days structured?
It is not. It is completely not structured at all.
Yeah. No, they don't even have a theme.
Yeah. We don't have a theme song. We barely have hosts.
Well, Feeney, that's cool that you're excited for Thursday. How are you feeling about today?
This episode?
Yeah, are you into the show so
we'll
far?
See.
Okay.
I feel very accomplished today, so I feel like
you have nothing to prove.
Anything is just fucking. This is all bonus. This is gravy right here.
All right, let's get to the first question. What do you say, boys?
Yeah, let's do that. We have a bunch of people in the chat right now. They're all saying hello to each other. It is a friendly neighborhood in our YouTube chat. It's kind of delightful to see. Did you guys retweet the tweet, by the way?
Yes, I retweeted the tweet.
Awesome. But yeah, I really like the vibe in there. They're all talking about how many edibles they've taken today. They said the workout video that I put up, not physical workout. Jesus Christ, I was working out jokes at an outdoor show. I put up a video on our Patreon. People seem to like that. So yeah, let's get it cooking. Brendan, do you have some questions?
I got some quick.
Brendan,
yes.
Explain the podcast to the people that don't know.
So if you don't know, this is What's the Scenario. It's an comedy obstacle course, as we like to call it. We ask each other questions, just dudes being dudes, guys being guys, asking us what if scenarios. What would you do in this scenario? What would you do there? What if you were gay? All this stuff. And we like to answer it, and it's very, very funny. How was that? I'm sure it was awful.
It had moments of coherence.
Well, like I look at you and you're like,
well, because man,
holding your fucking mouth.
It's like you remembered some of what I usually say and said all of it out of order and then panicked.
Why do I have to say what you say in order?
No, I know. I don't know why you have to say anything of what I say. I just wish you were more confident and knowing what the show was.
I'll get it. I'm going to start practicing it in my head.
Sure. So for those of you who don't speak Brendan, this show is a hypothetical based podcast. What if scenarios, all that shit. We kick back and forth questions to each other. And that's what he means by comedy obstacle course. You guys are Patreon members. Create it. You submit the questions. You build the entire episode. And we are completely malleable in terms of what we're doing, what we're influenced in doing. We've had game shows. We've had ridiculous episodes. This pod is just straight up fun, a total escape from all the fucking socio-political noise and craziness of the outside world. So hopefully you guys are down with that. And Brendan, first question.
Hell yeah. We also create the questions. So it's not just you guys. I do a lot of work. What if here's one. What if you saw your wife or the person you're dating on the news for a crime? What would you do?
Depends so much on the crime.
But they are on the news for it.
If it was like assaulting a meter maid because they were writing the person a ticket, I'd be like, I love you even more.
Yeah, that's my girl.
Yeah.
I'd bail her out in a heartbeat and try to fucking finger her in central booking. That would be so hot.
Yeah, if it was like screaming the N-word in Harlem, I'd be like, okay, you got a job on Punk'd. Congrats. But also, this is going to be tough.
Yeah, we might have to see if we could change the contract a bit.
Yeah.
What if it was like a bank robbery?
You know what? That's actually a good question, though, outside of this terrible question, is that, like, there should be legal outs to a marriage. You know what I mean? Like, if your significant other, like, as if you were a big corporation, if they do something that is detrimental to the view of your relationship or you as a family, you should be able to cut ties.
So you want to bring in cancel culture into marriage?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I absolutely
you want to get
do.
someone's marriage canceled,
but no, not cancel culture. What I want to bring into it is sport contracts, like performance based, and certain things like the music industry. How they say, like, if you have to represent the company, and if you don't, you're fired.
You're just like, sorry, babe, you're not getting another season.
Yeah. I mean, how awesome would that be as just like a motivation to keep the thing good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be tough if Nicole leaves as a free agent. And then a year later, you're like, God damn, now I'm stuck with fucking some Rockland County nightmare.
Well, and if you think about it, this is weird. like marriages are almost like communism. Like they're just like there's no real motivation to keep it into a good relationship. You've signed the contract. You're technically like linked for life. It's a muddy legal mess to separate. So it's like you could just be like, yeah, whatever. I won't pull my weight. You better pull yours.
I think it would be really funny if you were like, yeah, marriages are like communism. It's like, where are you going? Nicole, where are you going?
Oh, you didn't care for that? Oh.
She's just sitting to your right.
Yeah, she's literally doing work right here.
Really?
I picture her staring at you like Biggie is.
Yeah. But here's the thing. Nicole has heard my theories. I bring this stuff up to her constantly, and she's just like, what? Like, she just doesn't faze her.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I guess for like a bank robbery, I would I don't know. Like if it was someone I was dating too, because like I don't know, I guess I'd have to break up with them. Or be like, I would break up with them in public and then meet them at like Casablanca or something.
Where do you think Casablanca is?
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing that.
Off the coast. I don't know. I don't know where it is. I know it's like somewhere in America, right? Or
Absolutely not.
Mexico?
Oh boy. Oh.
I don't fucking know.
I know. We know. We've seen.
What?
It's in Africa, actually.
Yeah. How didn't you know that?
I believe I'm gonna guess Morocco, but I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna guess too. I also didn't know. But yeah, I mean, if my wife was in the news for murdering somebody, then that's like, that's a tough one.
Buddy, if Nicole's in the news for murdering someone, I got terrible news. It's you.
Me.
Yeah. You are.
Well, there's one other person, but two other people. But different. What's interesting about this is if Nicole was on the news for murdering somebody, I'd be like, oh man, like this is over. Like, I guess that's that. Wow.
What if,
that's
what
so
if she
crazy.
was like,
but hang on.
Okay, sorry.
If Crew was in the news for murdering somebody, I'm team him. I'm trying to get him off, even if he did it. I don't give a shit. My love for my son transcends this petty legal system that was installed without my input.
What if Crew murdered Nicole?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
You cut out the middleman. Now it's me and you.
Yeah. You're actually walking in the room with a sharpened knife. You're like, oh, wow. You would not believe what a coincidence this is. Okay, what about this? Actually, no, this was more of a joke question that I thought of. But like, what if Nicole murdered your dad?
Oh man, I couldn't thank her enough. Are you kidding? Yeah, I'd get Johnny Cochran's skeleton out of the ground to fucking to represent her. I would pull. Yeah,
dude, I'm just picturing a lawyer skeleton.
Your Honor, and his hand falls off.
His jaw. Yeah, Your Honor.
He removes a rib and blows himself for no reason.
All right, next question. That was a fun first question, though, right? Right, chat. Anyway,
Feeney, how do you feel? Are you here?
Feeney has us on mute.
Yeah.
When do we go live?
All right. What if a con man swindled your parents out of their life savings? What would you do?
Oh, do we know who it is and we have access to find them?
Well, let's say it's Bernie
Yes.
Madoff, one of those guys, that
Right.
went like a Ponzi scheme thing where they got a bunch of people, and maybe there were repercussions, like they went to jail for life or whatever the fuck. But
Yeah.
That has to be so frustrating though, because still, I don't think he's paid off all or many
never
of the
will.
victims at all. No. And same with OJ. They won the civil case against him, and he put all of the money into his children's accounts, every one of his homes under his children's names. Like, he's still living high on the hog, and he'll never have to pay a cent. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
I mean, so at that point, the only real punishment is murder. Like, you'd have to murder somebody.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then your family wouldn't have that enough money to represent you in court because all the
then
money
I'd
was
kill myself. I'd murder somebody and then kill myself. So they wouldn't have to pay for any of my legal fees.
I don't think you would kill yourself, coward.
You wanna bet? That's an absolute dare I'm willing to
If we get 200
accept.
patrons, then
Yeah,
we're gonna.
yeah. Guys, that's exactly right.
That is exactly what's gonna happen. At 200 patrons,
Yes.
one of us kills themselves.
Yes. Yeah. And whoever is the 200th patron joins. You're now the third mic.
I don't want to do. I thought this was a joke.
Yeah. Brendan, your internet is just the best. So go ahead with next question. Or what was the question?
It was, what would you do if a con man swindled your parents out of their life savings?
Oh, right. I mean, I already answered, I guess.
That's that's like one of those real injustices that I don't think you can do anything about it, man. It's fucking brutal. What could you do? What would you do, Brendan?
I don't know. I don't know why, but I'm picturing the con man being the dude from the Simpsons monorail episode for some reason.
Sure.
Like just like a guy that's just like I don't know. I'd probably try to fight him and find him and hurt him badly. Or just be like, damn, sorry guys. So
yeah.
there goes
my inheritance.
Yeah. Does this mean I have to pay my own phone bill?
We've been meaning to talk to you about that, by the way.
If you want a drink, I could
30.
Yeah, I could totally get you a drink ticket at New York Comedy Club when it opens back up.
Which maybe never.
Yeah, so I could help you with that. Yeah,
not according to Jerry.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think he'll ever go back to stand up in New York?
No. He is done with that place.
And then now all of the people that are there are like all the owners and managers and people at their social media accounts are like they're like tweeting about it, trying to be like, fun or funny or whatever, but they're like tagging him in it too. And you're like, well, this isn't going to help.
Nope.
Yeah. See, Jerry, we could take a joke when someone seriously says our club isn't good. That's the craziest part. It's like, it was just
he didn't even say the club wasn't good. He was just like, it needs to be spruced up a little bit.
Sure.
My dad's the one that sent me that article this morning and was like, yeah, I guess he's talking about this club and this article, and then like sent me the original article. I was like, oh, I'm very familiar with the first one.
Well, what was a really bizarre point that was omitted from Al Toucher's fucking article was the fact that Google owns like a high percentage of the corporate real estate in New York City. Like they have long-term leases on this. So they're like pot committed to New York City for 20 years. So I don't understand, it's like that, those type of deals and those things that are like, they're incentivized to make it work,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds like something somebody told you and you're like, I'm going to use that in conversation. Sounds smart.
You're right. My real estate friend told me that.
And as long as you have exactly 0 follow-up questions, that's my firm belief.
I have a little bit of information, but very little.
You lost me after everything after Google. I was like, okay, I know what Google is.
You don't know what real estate is?
I know how to keep it real. Estate.
Hey.
Okay. All right, next question. What if toothpaste turned out to be poisonous? How would you brush your teeth?
With cum.
I feel like
It's the only thing close in consistency.
Well, that's not the case. I feel like
what kind of toothpaste are you using?
Cum.
I think you could just take realistically, I feel like you could take like baking soda and like mint leaves and like mash them together and then do that. Or what about this? What if you just use like club soda? Just like a bubbly, sparkly thing to get
that
in
might
there.
erode
Like
your
Listerine.
enamel. That might peel off layers of your teeth.
I don't know. I probably just wouldn't brush my teeth and just like, live like that, like a pirate.
Do you know what I've been enjoying doing? I have charcoal toothpaste now, and I brush my teeth, and my teeth are all black, and I either do Jack Sparrow or the Penguin.
Oh, I love that.
It's just super fun.
Does it taste disgusting?
No, it tastes exactly the same.
Are you seeing a difference in your teeth?
They look whiter sometimes. I don't know. I never know.
Damn.
Yeah.
should
I
get
smoked
some-
my first joints today, though. I'm a joint guy.
And
Yeah. I was fine. It's a little harsher than blunts.
Really?
That's probably just because I'm used to a certain tobacco, like the blunt thing, but fucking joints feels like I'm smoking loose leaf.
Yeah, I could see that. It
did you have
depends-
to put it out? Because those are like gram joints,
No.
and they smoke way faster than blunt. So it's like that's a full.
No.
Yeah.
Everyone that I ever do, I have to put out. Brendan and Eric and I have to put out like 2 or 3 times. Brendan and I this weekend had to still put it out once or twice.
Brendan and I were smoking Dolo blunts in one standing at comics. Brendan saw me running away from something that weekend.
Look, I get in the car for whatever road trip. If Feeney wants to go to a motel before we get to the destination, I'm cool with that. But me and Cannon were going from point A to point B, not stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, we partied it up.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
still hungover.
yeah. I'm still puffy. Look at this.
Little puff daddy.
Fucking
I mean, Brendan.
yeah.
Is that from booze or does your face usually do that? That was a slow retraction into normal.
I think that's from booze.
I don't even know if it's from booze. I feel like it's from the amount of crying that you did. And I'm not even saying that like ironically or comedically. I'm saying because we were like crying, laughing.
From on mushrooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Maybe not.
Oh, I saw Brendan just try to accept that, fail to do it, and then once you said why, he was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
All right. Next question. So I guess that the poisonous thing is, I guess we would just find a
Make
way
up
to
our
do it.
own.
Yeah.
They're saying raw cones. That is exactly what I'm smoking. I'm smoking raw cones.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if caffeine became illegal? How long would it take you to go through withdrawals?
Immediately, I would go through withdrawal. Like if I don't have a coffee by like noon, I have a headache.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
bad.
My nose starts hurting like it's about to rain. It's the same exact feeling because I broke
What?
my nose. Yeah, dude, when it rains, I can tell. When it's about to rain, I could tell because my nose, hand, and knee hurt.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I get the knee thing.
Yeah. It's fucking
Wow.
great. Oh, yeah, because you had an injury, right?
Mhm.
So that's exactly, yeah. Every time you have like a broken bone or like a bad tendon injury, that area will start fucking throbbing when the barometric pressure is high.
Yeah, there's something
Whoa.
about the humidity or something
Mhm.
that does it to you.
Yeah, it's crazy. But my fucking my nose also, when I don't have coffee, it feels the exact same. It almost feels like I did too much Coke.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long would you go, Brendan?
Almost immediately. I would have a really, really tough time. That's like, I mean, coffee is, I can go a couple of days without even weed. Like I've noticed that. I'm like, okay, I with weed, I get about 4 days of like, okay, I'm kind of, and then I just start getting mad or sad or upset or like just fidgety or something. So then I need to smoke weed. But with coffee, if I don't have that immediately when I get up, the day is done. It's shot. I'm slow. I don't want to do it.
I'm trying to think of the last time I went like a distance without weed. Like even like a week. I
It's gotta
think
be
even I think even during Corona, I think I took like 2 nights off and then went back to just like smoking the pen.
Really?
I've not
Yeah.
taken 1 minute off of smoking pot this entire quarantine. It's how I've been living.
I smoke. I was gonna say I didn't even smoke today, but I did smoke today. I can't remember because I'm high.
No, that's the best when you're just like, no, this is how I am. So I don't remember taking anything in.
That's how I fucking. That's when people are like, "How can you do that high?" And I'm like, "I do everything high."
Why didn't you have your ring light on tonight?
Oh, I do. I just have it on a little bit lower because it was. I don't know. I'm testing the. How's that? That's like
it's
one thing.
the
Much
most-
better.
The most,
Really?
yeah, it's the most better.
I'm also like so red from like just being out in the sun today.
Next
Are you-
question.
Okay. This is a very weird question. Whatever. What if people could live for free in sandcastles? In sandcastles that they build on the beach, would you do it?
No.
Not in a place where it rains.
What if you were able to get coverage from rain?
So if you could paint a glaze on a sandcastle that weatherproofs it, but the inside is still sand, would you live in it? No, because I wouldn't want a crab to crawl up my asshole when I'm sleeping. I wouldn't spend one night in it.
I mean,
I'd spend a night in a sandcastle.
I would too. I'd spend a
legit.
week. I'd spend a week or two.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Let's see.
We
Let's
should
do a
that.
thing. Who could live the longest in a sandcastle?
you guys
And then
go
they'll
home.
be king of the castle.
My kid's just crying for me to come home. I'm like, no, I have to win a bet nobody cares about.
I would love to build a sandcastle with you, Dad.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, I gotta build it. Dude, I
We have
built
to
our
build
first
our
fort.
own sandcastle. That's a different story.
That would be cool. I can build really good snow forts. What about that? How long could you live in
Whoa.
a snow
So,
fort?
snow forts are actual things. Like igloos are actual practical things that people do live in.
Right.
I
So
feel like
let's get this sandcastle horseshit out of here. Who here thinks they could build a multi-room, like given unlimited snow? You know, you have like 3 or 4 feet. I remember the best snow forts ever were during the blizzard of 96 when it snowed like over 3 feet.
remember
And in
that.
your backyard, you could like even do like a 2.5 foot tunnel that you could kind of squiggle through without packing snow. It was so fucking awesome.
So cool, dude.
Yeah, I love snow forts.
I think I could live in a snow fort. Like when I went to Quebec, they had a when I went to Quebec, they had an ice hotel that we went to. We didn't stay in, but everything was, it was really weird. Like you'd look in the rooms and the bed is ice, and they had people actually staying there that night.
What about like this?
And
This is pretty sweet,
oh, so cool.
right?
Oh
Yeah.
Man.
I
Wait,
already-
what's the colors? Is that just food coloring? Or are those Christmas lights?
No one could ever know.
Or
think
is that
it's food
sea
coloring.
glass?
Yeah.
Have you guys
I-
ever gotten a hand job on the beach? That's Sarah Hagen Miller asked that.
No,
Or given?
No, that's too.
I've never given a
The
hand job.
sand is a terrible.
Fingering, obviously.
Sand is a terrible, terrible thing to mix.
Yeah,
with.
you're just
Yeah.
pushing
Genitals.
friction into a soft
You're pushing
zone. Like,
baby
ugh.
rocks into your dick hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I've had intercourse on the beach, and it's kind of tough to keep your privates, completely clean. It's one would say it's impossible.
It must also be hard to while fucking be stabilized, because your like knees are going in the sand and it's like
Right.
going down and everything.
It's like
Well, is that-
having sex in a memory foam.
Yeah, it was doggy, so that was why. Like that's the only way you could kind of keep everything elevated and out
Yeah.
of the muck. But that said, just sand out of nowhere just gives, and your right leg just snaps, and you tear your groin.
Totally. I'm just picturing you like doing doggy on the beach and like it's really hot, so you're like you're like going like this.
Oh, it wasn't during the day. It was not during the day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
was at night.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
I've fingered a girl in a pool.
Hell yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah. I think I've had sex in a pool.
I have. I've had
definitely
sex
had
in this
sex in the
pool,
pool, actually.
recently.
Oh,
Recently.
Yeah.
Were
Yeah.
we
Wow.
was that after we were in your pool or before?
It was just before. We did it before you guys came. I came before you guys
oh.
came. And I wanted to do I ejaculated in the middle of the deep end where I knew you'd be pushed in.
That's what I saw when Mario was trying to talk to me.
Yeah, you were just rubbing 2% milk right out of the corners of your eye.
He's like, "What am I, pigeons at the bus stop?" I'm like, "That's what this is."
Yeah. Pigeon shit.
All right, here, next question.
Yeah.
What if the world went back to the 15th century? How would you fare? Like, what if
How would
the
I
whole
fare in
world
the 1600s?
in the 15th century?
Which is the 1600. Oh wait, is that the 14? That's the 1400s then. No, is it 100 years in front or behind? 15. What? We're in the 21st century now, but it's only the 2000s, so it's 100 years
sorry.
behind. So it's the
The 15th
14th.
century is 1400s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how would you fare?
What's going even on in the 1400s?
You find America.
Joan of Arc.
Or actually, you
that's
don't
at the
find
tail
it. You
end.
kind of happen upon it and then ravage the people who are currently stationed there.
This is a terrible, terrible time to be alive. This is the bubonic plague. The 14th century was both worldwide and in relation to England, a century of social turmoil filled with plague, famine, and an unprecedented desire for social mobility. By the end of the 1300s, the long-standing system of serfdom, which had previously been the core of English socioeconomic and class relations, irreversibly deteriorated. And then the Black Death started in 1348.
Oh, so sounds like now.
Yeah, it pretty much was 2020
Wow.
for 100 years.
Yeah. Sounds like now with
God.
no iPhones. That blows.
Yeah, no
sucks.
Zoom podcasts.
Yeah, no
Zoom pods.
podcasts.
We just have to be quarantined in our fucking shit hut.
How long could you live in a shit hut? I don't think I would fare very well. I'd probably be like the baker's, assistant or something. Not even the baker.
But also, all you do, it's like you either die of botulism or whatever the fuck, or you die when you're our age. Like we're old timers for back then.
Yes.
Wow. Everyone must have looked really good in a
No.
way. Because everybody was really
The
young.
opposite.
The opposite of that.
The opposite, in fact. They had no health care. They were like living in mud and constantly dirty.
Not a lot of teeth.
Vaginas had to smell like an open wound on a wolf. Like
they would
just
say
like
that they would say that they would
kinda
bathe.
hot.
They would
that
bathe.
deserved more.
They would bathe maybe once a month.
What?
And even that, it's like in one of those tubs that they fill up and then the whole family uses it one by one.
Dude. Do you think even oral sex existed back then? Like, do you think they were doing it?
Yeah, because there's like those ancient Egyptians and Greek stuff of people blowing each other and shit.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
That
But
can't
certainly-
be at the end of that cycle, right? They can't have like fucking leaves and mud in their pubes and somebody's just like, all right, like nobody.
yeah, but everybody was dirty then. So it's like,
Exactly.
It wasn't...
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Everybody was a gross little pig.
If everybody smelt like shit, you're probably like used to it. You probably didn't care,
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to put that in your mouth.
But if that was just life, then you'd be like, okay, I don't care.
All right. I mean, you'd peel through that just to get to the pink. Like, I mean, just legitimately.
Just to get to the pink. Peel through the stink to get to the pink.
But right, that would be like the fucking never-ending story swamp, like where the horse dies, and that would be what you're kind of like moving through just to get to like the legends were true.
There is pussy.
The legends were true. Pussy does exist.
They do exist.
You have to do an Andy Dufresne crawl through pubic hair just to get to the
Oh.
pussy.
Brutal.
That's so gross, dude. But I don't know. I think people would be into it. I mean, if someone smelt good, they were probably like, "What's that smell? Why do you smell like?"
Yeah.
That you have to be smelling like dirt and infection.
I bet that's true. Like, because to some people, I think that's true. When they smell deodorant, it's like an attack on their nostrils. They're not used to it. But have you ever seen that old, I think I told you both to watch it, but that Jamie Foxx special where he like ignore the first couple minutes where he's literally just showing off his abs and his penis in his pants. Like he literally is like showing off his abs and then just air humping for a while. And you just see his dick like knock against his very loose pants. And you're like, this is just madness. Then he does this whole sweeping, it must be like a 20-minute story about filming Ali in Africa, but he talks like the first thing he talked about was the smell and how it like bum rushes your nostrils, and it's nothing that you've ever like, you don't even have a reference for it. He's like, it's so potent and intense. It's such a great piece, though. You should check it out.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
What else we
All
got?
right. Next question. This one's a little silly, but what if Santa got stuck in your chimney? How would you help him out? Or what would you do? Santa's stuck in your chimney. This is what I'm doing. Calling the news. I'm going, I'll get you out for a price, like something. The guy's got to have tons of money. If he's not real.
I'd be like, buddy, I'll drop the butter once you drop the presents.
Yeah.
That's true. How many would be reasonable? 10 gifts from his bag. You could pick out whatever.
If you start, it's a slippery slope when you start blackmailing Santa, because then you're going to be on the naughty list for a while.
Yeah, he's like, you're going to be on the naughty list for a long time, man.
You got to make it count. Yeah, you got to make it count.
I want those Bose headphones now.
I would totally squander it and just be like, I'll take Crew Jones' bicycle and just fucking pointless childhood gifts.
Yeah. I think it would also be funny to be like, maybe I have to be Santa tonight because Santa's, and then just picturing Santa be like, no, you can get me out of this. I'll be Santa. No, you don't really know how to work the thing. Nonsense. I'm Santa tonight. I think that'd be funny.
That would be funny. But you could also just drop an M80 down the chimney and just
kill
Murder Santa?
Yeah, and then you're both on the
Now that's a
news.
lifetime naughty list right there.
Who takes over for Santa then? Would it be? It would be the woke sequel, right? Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus. Well, that's what I was going to say. If you kill Santa, if you shoot at Santa, you better not miss because.
If Santa's here, then who's fucking my wife?
Oh my God, dude. We have to write the new Santa Claus movie where Santa gets Me Too'd and Mrs. Claus has to take over his duties and deliver the gifts, and she does it in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, for less money.
Yeah, for 75 cents
and
on the
way
dollar.
less fanfare. No one even talks about it the next day. They're just like, yeah, of course the presents are here. What's the big deal?
Yeah, there's that scene where the little boy goes down the stairs and he sees Mrs. Claus and he's like, Santa? And she's like, actually, Mrs. Claus. And he's like, I don't give who cares? Well, okay, but is Santa here?
You know what's so weird? I just realized his name is Santa Claus and her name is Mrs. Claus.
Right.
What's her first name?
Claire.
What?
Claire Claus.
Claire Claus. Where can you look that up, please? Because I won't be able to. I won't be able to look to
Mrs. All right, Feeney, just look up
when you type Mrs. Claus in, the first thing that comes up is Mrs. Claus age. But
dude,
okay,
I actually think Santa's supposed to be like 34.
His original name was Kris Kringle before he changed his name to Santa Claus. Kris Kringle was a toy maker who married Jessica.
Whoa!
Other names found for Mrs. Claus are Mary, Merry Christmas, Gertrude. Oh, Merry Christmas. That's fun.
That sucks.
Gertrude. That sucks. And Carol.
Like Christmas Carol.
Carol Claus. That's kind of fun. But Gertrude Claus, get out of here with that.
Wait, so why is there a bunch of different names for Mrs. Claus? Does that mean that there are like different Mrs. Clauses? Like, does she not live forever like Santa?
Oh my God, is it like Aunt Viv from Fresh Prince?
She's his third wife.
Is it like a Joker scenario where she creates another Claus? And
yeah, it's a Mrs. Claus reimagining.
I didn't think we'd get this much out of this question.
I had no clue what was happening.
Silly questions are so much more fun.
They are so much fun. So I guess just to cap off that question, we would all kill and blackmail Santa.
Convoy.
Oh, and everybody in the chat right now, I figure we should check in with them. Did your phone die, Brendan?
My phone died. I gotta go.
Unbelievable that you're in your home and your phone is dead.
Unbelievable.
People in the chat. I mean, it is an active group tonight. Fantastic, and that's pretty good considering the election is tonight. If you know what I'm saying. People are saying we need some what's the scenario merch, which Sarah Hagenmiller said a shirt of 3 boats that says convoy, and one of the boats is the SS Steamroller, and we have to think of names for Feeney and Cannon's ship.
I mean, I love that.
That is the best idea I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Then Sarah says, tell us the story of when you found out Santa wasn't real.
I think I just had a coming downstairs moment while my parents were wrapping things up. And then I noticed the next day that my mom's handwriting was wildly suspicious and similar to that of Santa's.
I like that you're saying your mom's handwriting was similar to Santa's, not Santa's was similar to your mom's.
Or wasn't the same because Santa doesn't
Well,
exist.
my mom even after like a year, even after like when my dad was like, yeah, no, the kids figured it out, Deborah. My mom was still like, all right, well, that's gonna suck for you on Christmas if you don't believe. Like she was still trying to. She held out. I give her credit for that.
Yeah. It's a tough one to even like, because I want to tell Crew now, but but no, I'm
You just want
like,
to ruin all the joy of his childhood.
No, I'm kidding. But when did Nicole has a cousin that was like 13 when she found out, and it's like, all right, at what point do you have to like,
Dude,
actually tell them?
My one of my younger cousins, we were at Christmas and we had separated. We play games on Christmas and shit like that. And we were in a group and they were in a group, like my mom, my aunt, blah, 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 and me, my little cousin, da, da, da. And so one of the questions was name 5 not real Christmas characters that don't exist from Christmas songs. So everybody's like Frosty, and then someone goes Rudolph, and then someone goes Santa Claus from Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And my little cousin, who is like pretty old at this point, goes, wait. She goes, wait, that one's not good because Santa's real. And the whole room was like you could hear it. All the air just fucking came out, and everyone's like, oh, yes, of course. Yes, take that point off. We don't get that point.
Oh,
remove that from the board.
God. Wait, so they didn't just break it to her?
We did with our faces. we all went like, oh, sweetie.
Oh, honey bear.
I still bring that was like 5 years ago, and I bring that up to her, and she's like 20 now. And I'm like, remember when you fucking believed in Santa for too long, you dumb idiot?
When did you find out?
Right now on this podcast.
Oh no.
Oh, sweetie.
Oh.
I found out like how everybody finds out. You're just kind of like, you hear other kids talking about how Santa's not real, and then it immediately clicks. You're just like, oh yeah, of course.
I got much more traumatized because I had all older kids in my neighborhood, and we were this was right before Christmas, and we were having a snowball fight. And what we did was we used the road as like a moat, and then 1 yard as, our place, and then they had a hill. And so our whole job was like very tactical. We had to do an army thing where we went up their hill and challenged them and killed their front line and actually surrounded them. Like, it was such a crazy thing for like 6-year-olds to be into. Yeah. But as we were like running up the hill, I drilled a kid in the head with a snowball, and he just goes, "Fuck you, Santa isn't real." What? He was an older kid, and I just hit him in the face, and he goes, "Fuck you, Santa isn't real." And I was like, I like think I just kept going, and my heart just was Ralph Wiggum breaking for the rest of the afternoon. And I think I like didn't really react in the moment or to them. And then I got home and like collapsed on the floor and started crying.
Oh no.
you go under your pillow and like take out a photo of you with a mall Santa. And you're like, it can't be.
I just tear it in half.
Yeah, you start writing a letter. You're like, "Dear Tooth Fairy, you're not going to believe this shit." But apparently,
us and the Easter Bunny have a lot to talk about.
But it turns out the Easter Bunny is real. He's sitting next to you on the bed like a giant rabbit. Like
Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
I've been schizophrenic this whole time.
Dude, so many things would make sense.
That is so fucking funny, man.
Mhm.
We got time for one or two more, right?
I think one
Sure.
more. Yeah.
Okay.
Make it the best one, Brendan.
Okay. What if your wife has been lying to you about her age this whole time? What would you do?
Like by how much?
That's
I don't
the
know.
thing.
That's the only question. What if she what 5 years? Let's say 5 years.
Younger or older?
Older.
That would kind of suck because then you're like, well, that speeds timelines up quite dramatically, I would say.
Right. Not for me. Yeah, I wouldn't care.
Well, now that you Mike, now that you have like a kid, it's like,
and he's not retarded, it's like, all right, cool. You beat me to it, 45-year-old. Like, who
Yeah.
gives a good for you. You didn't spit out a Mongo.
free episode.
Yo, no.
Remember, slow
Public
down.
now. Public. Not
Easy
beyond the
Dane.
paywall. Yeah.
Well, honestly, it's like 45 minutes in, so if you hung around the whole time, thank you. Yeah, I hope you
Yeah.
shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think 5 years is not if you were like, she's 20 years older than you, Brendan, what's happening to your face?
I just looked at myself and I liked going like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So what were you saying?
I mean, who even cares anymore? That was
Who even
just-
cares? I'm gonna ask another question here because
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
seemed like that one was awful. Oh, here's a good one. What if someone you love only had a few days to live? What do you do? What if I only had a few days to live? Real answers only, please.
I'll tell you exactly what I would do, Brendan.
Okay.
I would fly us to Chicago, and we would camp out at Auchevelle, and I would feed you burgers till your heart exploded.
the best burger on the planet.
Yeah.
Turns out that's how I'm dying.
Yeah. But it's the best burger ever, and I just keep pushing it down your face and then giving you hits of weed to keep you hungry.
Yeah. Definitely.
And I'd
someone
massage your
else
belly.
somewhere.
And I'll be there with a bottle of Honey Jack to help you wash down the meat.
That would be
Yeah.
fucking great.
Oh, and you know what?
Now that's
I'd drink with you.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, I'd drink with you. And then I'd just end up punching you, and you'd be like,
Yeah,
this is the worst last few days.
Yeah. Make it stop. You're biting me.
I love you so much, fucking asshole.
Yeah. Get like a really good prostitute, like someone that's like,
Yes.
You know,
yeah.
hot.
Yeah. I would well, I would take all the money you have, and that would kind of determine how much or how good the prostitute was.
I'm telling you right now, we're not getting a good prostitute with the money that I
You're not even getting to Chicago.
No, I'll pay for the plane tickets. That's fine. They're $11 right now.
Yeah.
So, but what Brendan definitely has to pay for the toot.
What about Mike? If he had a couple days left.
If you had a couple days left,
Here's what I think I would do earnestly and honestly. I think I would lock you in inside of an indoor BMX park with crew and maybe Nicole, but mostly crew, and then just leave like a pillowcase of weed in there and be like,
yeah.
For me to get high with my 1-year-old.
Yeah, well, I guess you could. We'll have Nicole in there just to take crew breaks.
Yeah, because I got to tell you, that sounded terrible. That sounded like me having to worry about my son climbing up ramps and breaking.
Well, no, you're the only ones in there. You're the only one in there.
I know, but how am I going to bike while he's like, duh, duh, and just running all over the place and almost snapping his neck? He's walking now, by the way. It's crazy.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah, he's taking like 9 steps.
Or I feel like this would be great for Feeney. Not sure about Cannon, but I'd fly us all out to Paris and our wives. I mean, I wouldn't because I don't have money, but we'd get money together.
We'd get it.
And go to Paris so that we can have an awesome time there. And then you could also have dinner with your wives and in like a really romantic spot and something to remember forever. Well, for the next couple days. and then, find some Paris weed. I wonder how that would happen.
Polywee?
Polywee.
Oh, that's the episode, everybody. It's not going to get better than that. The three of us saying that at the same time. Thank you so much for everybody that tuned in for the first time. Thank you for all of our loyal compatriots that are in the chat. You guys are the best ever. And sign up if you're not a part of the Patreon. We're expanding this shit. We're putting out so much goddamn content. It's insane. 3 hours of shows every single week, plus other additional videos, sketches, all that stuff.
And for only $5 a month, you could get the audio. So if you don't want to look at us
3 hours
or whatever, you can get everything for only $5 a month.
And also, this is just a thing I found out yesterday from Shuli. But if any of you that are on Patreon here are on Twitch or anything like that, if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can go to my Twitch stream and subscribe to it, which normally costs $5 a month, and it doesn't cost you anything. And then I get paid for it. I get like a chunk of a little bit of money, and then after 30 days it expires and you can resubscribe again, all free to you, but then it gives me a little coin. So if that's something, because Brendan and I are playing just about every night with Shuli and Evan and stuff, it's a great time. But just for those Twitch people out there,
I also Twitch, so if you'd like to do that for me as well, you don't have to. I don't want to take any of Feeney's people, but I also Twitch. So
yeah, let's just go with whoever Twitch is like
whoever you like the most.
Yeah, whoever you like the most.
Like personally. All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.